Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be taking you through the forecasting methodology where the data has a seasonality in it. And we'll be deriving the seasonality index factor manually and applying it on a linearly forecasted values to get the seasonality adjusted forecast values. So first of all, how do we derive the seasonality index factor? So if you look at this, right, so we have a formula over here. So seasonality index factor formula is the actual value for the period or the average value for that period divided by average value for all periods. So here when you say average value for that period is like it, average value of Jan month across all the years, and the average value for all periods is like the average value for all the months from all the months. So if you look at this data, right? So we have a product sales data for the years 2022, 2023, and then 2024 by month. So now what we are going to do is we are going to derive the seasonality factor. So first we'll be calculating the monthly average. So yeah, let's calculate the monthly average. So now we calculate the average sales volume in the month of Jan, right? So now we will do the same thing for the remaining months, right? Yeah. So now we calculated the average sales value for each month, and then we'll be calculating the what is the overall average value of a sale. Overall, what is the overall average sale? Now what we're going to do is we're going to select the entire data. Yeah, let me just average, right? Yeah, average of, and then select the entire data. So so now we got the 3462. This means that an average in a given month, the value would be the average sales would be like 3462. Now let's calculate the seasonality factor. So now we are going to divide the monthly average with overall average, and then we are going to fetch the overall average by pressing function F4. Now we got the 0.94, and then let's do the same thing for all the months. Yeah. So if you look at the seasonality factor for the month of Jan, we got the 0.94. This means that in the month of Jan, you know, there is a 6% less sales compared to overall average sales of 3462. So now what we are going to do is we are going to perform a linear forecast. So if you look at the below table here, so we have month, and then sales. These sales are the ones that we see in the row 7, 8, 9 for year 2022, 2023, and then 2024. Right, till December 2024, we have the sales here, actual sales. Now what we are going to do is using linear forecast, we are going to forecast the values, forecast the next 6 months sales values. Equal to forecast dot linear, and then the X, for which period that we want to forecast, Jan 25, and then known wise column C. We are going to fix this by pressing function F4, and then column known access column B. Yeah, we are going to fix this by pressing function F4 and then press enter. So let's do let's do similarly for remaining months here. Yeah. So now in the column D, we got the linearly forecasted sales volume for the months of Jan, Feb, March, April, May, and June 2025. So these are still not adjusted for the seasonality, right? So now let's get the seasonality index in the column E that we derived above. So for the month of Jan, we have 0.94 as a seasonality factor. So yeah, let's get that seasonality factor here. Let's transpose that. Transpose and select the 6 months. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, and June. And we got the seasonality factor for the corresponding month here. And let's calculate the seasonality adjusted forecast values by multiplying the linear forecasted values and your seasonality factor. So whatever the values that we got in the column F are seasonality adjusted forecasted values here. So let's bring actual values for the year 22, 23, and 24 in the column F. So we can plot the chart here, right? Yeah. And let's also, there is an inbuilt function that is available in Excel, which is, forecast.ets, which ETS means like an exponential triple smoothing. So where it takes care of seasonality, but there we have to provide the manually one additional parameter, which is called seasonality. So if you look at this, let's use the inbuilt function of Excel, ETS. And then what is the target date? We want to forecast it for Jan month. And then what are the values here? Again, column C. And then what is the timeline? Again, column B. Structure. Yeah. And then we have to provide one more parameter right here. Yeah. Which is seasonality here. I'm just giving us 12. And then again, let's get the actual values for the for 2022, 2023, and then 2024 year, so that we can plot the chart here for the entire period starting from Jan 2022 June 2025, right? So now let's plot the chart here. Chart here, all, select the entire data, go to insert, to line chart. Yeah, look at this, right? I'm going to right click and then click on select data. I'm going to uncheck the seasonality index here. And the sales here. Yeah, let it sales here. And then click on OK. Yeah. So if you look at this chart over here, right? Then the legends. Linear forecast. Says seasonal. Yeah. Yeah, it's look at the chart, right? So whatever the let me is it here. Yeah. So whatever the values that you are seeing till December 2024, those are actual values. But if you look at the linear forecast, right, so which is orange color here, so this is basically a best fit line, right? I mean, linear regression, what happens is like, you got it tries to find it tries to fit the best fit line, right? So yeah, so but if you go with the linear forecast, you will not be able to capture the seasonality or the trend of the past data, right? So that is the disadvantage with that. But when you know look at the forecast.ets method, right, which is blue color here, right? So here we are providing one additional parameter in the equation, which is seasonality. There we are providing it as 12, right? So, but if you go with the seasonality adjusted forecast with the yellow line, right? That what we are seeing here. You don't have to provide anything here. You just have to derive the seasonality factor and then apply it on the linear forecasted values to get the seasonality adjusted forecast. So that will take care of your seasonality and then the trend, everything. So that is the advantage of it. And then this is very simple to use and then simple to derive. Yeah. Thank you.